Hello, and welcome to another episode of GoodCast, a podcast produced by Goodwill North Central Texas. It's a show where we take a closer look at the story behind the store and highlight successes made possible thanks to the generous donations of everyday people. We're officially entering fall, and that means many folks are headed back to school for a new semester. You might be familiar with our E2 program, which gives Tarrant County residents ages 16 to 24 the opportunity to earn their GED and a paycheck at the same time. But did you know that we recently launched a program for adults over the age of 24? A2, which stands for Advancement and Achievement, allows clients to finish school and have the option to engage in a paid work experience program that runs concurrently with GED preparation, helping them earn income while advancing their education. Participants in both A2 and E2 receive GED preparation courses taught by state-certified instructors, which cover key subjects and provide a solid foundation for the GED exams, as well as life and job readiness courses that equip them with essential skills for personal and professional successes. Here to talk more about the program is our Director of Education Programs, Teresa Lamb.
In our A2 program, adults are getting their education with a state-certified instructor in the classroom with optional paid work experience. The program is funded through the Tarrant County Adult and Education Literacy Consortium. We decided to launch this program because we saw a need for GED preparation courses for adults ages 25 and over in our community. So we kind of mimicked our E2 program. That program is for youth ages 16 to 24 in Tarrant County. So we know with adults ages 25 and over, a lot of them already have part-time or full-time jobs that they're very focused on. This is just a stepping stone for them to go through and finish their education courses so that they can move on to bigger, better things. A lot of our clients that go through, they were focused on raising their families, or they just didn't have an opportunity. Things happen, life happened to where they couldn't finish their educations, and we work with our students to ensure that they are successful.
The state of Texas recently recognized the week of September 18th as Adult Education and Family Literacy Week. So let's talk about A2's first program graduate, Ryan Osborne. Ryan is the manager at our outlet store and shared his story with us.
I'm Ryan Osborne. I'm the aftermarket retail operations manager for Store 12, and I've been at Goodwill for almost 3 years now. I started off as a TEP, $7.25 an hour, working on the dock in January of 2020, and then I got hired on full-time, $10.75 an hour. It was awesome. Started that on a Monday, and then Friday I got laid off because of COVID. And I came back, I guess, in May of 2020 when they started hiring back. Got promoted to a dock supervisor, then got promoted to assistant manager in transportation like almost a year later, and then was given the opportunity to take over the outlet and did that in August of 2022. I got promoted to manager, and that's where I'm at now. I never saw myself as a store manager because I was working on the dock and in transportation, and I found a really good niche there where I really excelled there. It's really tough being in transportation because you've got so many things to juggle and run a dock and worry about trucks and runs, and you got 26 stores and 14 ADC sites, and you've got all this that you have to constantly be juggling. And so a lot of people put it to, it's like kind of like playing a chess game and running an orchestra at the same time. So it's a lot, and I really excelled at it. So I saw myself being more transportation side, and I never really thought about going to the retail side. But then once the opportunity presented itself, I thought it would be to make myself more rounded, I guess, to see more all sides of the operation, because I knew transportation side, I knew a lot about the stores from that side of it, but I didn't understand what it takes to run a store. And the outlet's different than a conventional retail store. There's a lot more that you're working with because you have the warehouse to run, you have 5 different revenue streams, you have bales, you have salvage, you have auction, you have the store. There's a lot more on my plate, I think, than a conventional store. Although I don't have to deal with donations, so that's a huge help, because I know at conventional stores, donations get out of control, and sometimes there's nothing you can do about it. So I have my own challenges, and of course, conventional stores have their own challenges. They're just a little different, but I think running the warehouse from a transportation side really, it made me really excel at running the outlet, or be able to do it better, because the warehouse part is a totally different animal. The first month or so, I was like, did I make the right decision? I was, looking back at Rosemary like, I don't know if this was such a great idea, but it ended up, it's getting a lot better. It's gotten a lot better. I enjoy it now. I had a good relationship with Teresa from when I was on the dock, and she would bring us E-squared students. I had asked her about the GED a couple times, about what they had, programs they had offered, and then so when they started doing A-squared, she came to me and let me know about it, and so I was in the first class. I've been encouraged by people higher up than me to take college classes or to start at that level if I want to move up anymore. There's kind of a glass ceiling without some kind of college. As a manager, you don't have to have college to be a manager if you excel at the position or with experience and stuff like that. But if I want to move up any higher, whether it be at Goodwill or whether it be outside Goodwill, then I really need to at least be working on my degree or have some kind of degree. There was a lot of extracurricular activities I did in the majority of my life that was probably not a positive thing. Yeah, for like 23 years, there was drug use and addiction and stuff like that. So once I finally got out of that, then I started working at Goodwill, and all the programs they offer. It's something that I figured I should get.
I was so excited when Ryan said that he wanted to join the program. He was, in a way, the perfect candidate. He's a Goodwill employee working in our warehouse, very determined, very eager, and persistent. He knew that this would help him move on to the next level of his career at Goodwill, but also for his personal life.
A-squared students who need additional flexibility have the option to complete their coursework virtually while still receiving one-on-one mentorship through the program.
It was going to be really hard for me to get away from what I do because my department's open 7:30 to 6:30, 7 days a week. So there wasn't really a whole lot of time during the day that I was going to be able to get away and study in person for the GED. So A-squared also included an online thing, so I could do it on the weekends or do it at night. Because it's been 25 years since I was in high school, so there was some stuff that, like language arts and reading. There was some stuff, grammar, vocabulary, stuff that was, came naturally and that was easy to remember. But then there was algebra and math and, stuff I haven't used in so long that it was going to take, a few hours online of, just getting back up to par to be able to pass it.
Individualized mentoring and coaching helps participants navigate challenges, set goals, and make informed decisions about their education and career paths.
Bradley, he's very good at putting it in layman's terms or breaking it down to where you can understand it. So that was really helpful. He was a big part of, making sure that I studied and, coming and finding me and being like, you need to get more hours and, and he had faith in me to do it. Like he wasn't worried about me. When I kind of questioned myself or was worried about, not scoring high enough, he was like, you got this, don't worry about it, And so that was always helpful. And then, I had motivation from Beth and Patrick and Aaron. They were all real supportive and, cheering me on, I guess.
One of the perks with our A-squared program is that they can get the vouchers for free at no cost to them. And I think that's such a benefit because GED tests can cost a lot. They can actually schedule their GED exam at our own testing facility. We are a Pearson VUE testing site. We remove the barrier. We're a one-stop shop to where they can just walk right on over and take their GED exam.
I thought it would be, I'm old school, so I was used to Scantrons. I'm used to paper tests, so it was a little different doing it online, but it wasn't that hard. I think I could have done it a little differently because I took my math on a Monday. I did that during Goodwill week, so the rest of the week was too busy because I was just going to take them back to back to back, day after day. But so I did math and scored like a 178 on that, and then the next week I did language on Monday and scored decently on that. But then I did Tuesday and Wednesday for science and social studies, and my scores went down a little bit with each test. And I think it was because I did them back to back and I didn't give myself any time in between to kind of just brush up on stuff. So I think I could have done it a little bit differently, but I was just trying to get it done, really. Just get it knocked out. There was a lot of relief with it, like, all right, I don't have to do that ever again. Because, that was what kind of my fear is. I wasn't really worried about failing necessarily, but I was trying to, because if you score high enough, you can get, some schools will give you college credit. So you can test, with higher scores, you can test out of some classes. So that was kind of what I was going for, and I got it on 2 out of 4, so.
Oh, so excited for Ryan. And after every exam, he would come find me and let me know how he did. We're just celebrating because I'm a big cheerleader for all of our students. So I get very eager, very enthusiastic when somebody does pass an exam. But finishing and completing all 4 GED exams, it's a big, big celebration.
All graduates are then transitioned to Goodwill's Job Placement Services team to either find a career or enter post-secondary education.
So after a student graduates our A-squared program, we can help them move into full-time employment. We can get them into our North Texas Institute Career School, NTI, to where they can do other trainings such as CDL truck driving, medical front office, CompTIA, phlebotomy pharmacy tech.
I think I'm going to start taking classes at TCC in the fall, just to kind of start the path, working 40, 50 hours a week, however long it is. And with the responsibilities I have at Goodwill, it's going to be difficult to get it done quickly. So I'm going to have to, I'll see how it goes, but I think it's going to be a slower process. Like probably won't be able to do it just in 4 years, or it's probably going to take a little longer just because of the responsibilities I have on a daily basis. But definitely something I want to include. Ultimately, I would, like a step by step, I'd take a director position first, and then ultimately a VP. I don't think David Cox is going to give up his job anytime soon, so I don't think I'm going to shoot that high yet, but you never know.
Ryan was also recently recognized as one of Texas Workforce Commission's second ever Adult Education and Literacy Scholar of the Year. Ryan, alongside 6 students from across the state, was recognized for his dedication, persistence, and leadership in obtaining his GED, and we couldn't be prouder.
There's lots of people to thank. Teresa, obviously, it's her program, and Adrian helped. They were happy and they were proud. Like, I worked for Patrick from when I started at Goodwill. He was always my supervisor until I took over the outlet, so we have a really good working relationship.
I love that we are such a small, tight-knit community in the sense of we celebrate everybody's accomplishment. It could be something small that they may not think is a big deal, but everybody else in the community within our agency would go together, get together, and just do a big celebration. In 5 years, I would really love to see the program in other parts of the community. I would love to see an ESL program. I would love to see a bilingual GED preparation course class taught as well. And I would love to see even bigger graduation numbers.
Definitely do it. It's never too late. I'm 42, so it's never too late. It's been 25 years since I was in high school. And, Bradley's very good at assessing where you're at, and he knows when to push and when not to. Like, he's really good. So, and the newer program they did with online is the way they explain it and the way it goes through it. The lessons are quick and short, but they're informative, and they explain it in a way where you can understand.
If you or someone you know are interested in obtaining your GED, you can go to goodwillnorthcentraltexas.org/education. Thank you all so much for listening, and once again, congratulations to Ryan and our A² students for taking control of their education and career paths. You have been listening to GoodCast, a podcast produced by Goodwill North Central Texas. To stay up to date on all things Goodwill NCT, be sure to check out our social media and sign up for our newsletter. And if you have a second, we'd appreciate it if you could share the show with a friend or leave us a review on iTunes. It is the fastest way to help the show grow. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you find podcasts.